welcome to our deep dive. You sent in some really interesting stuff. Amazon wants to make Alexa way smarter.
Wow.
Elon Musk is planning a city on Mars, and there's a new AI search engine that's trying to take on Google.
Yeah.
It sounds like you're plugged into the future. It seems like you want to go beyond just the headlines, though. So let's dive in and see what we can learn.
Yeah, it's interesting how much is happening in the tech world right now.
Oh, for sure.
It feels like every day
I know.
there's something new to learn about.
Okay, let's start with Amazon and what they're doing with Alexa.
Yeah.
So instead of Alexa just responding when you ask it something, they want to make it proactive, like it takes action before you even ask for something.
Exactly. Amazon is calling this their Remarkable Alexa project.
Remarkable Alexa.
They're basically saying, okay, Alexa, you're good, but now we want you to be remarkable.
I see.
Instead of just setting timers or playing music, imagine Alexa booking your appointments or even starting your coffee before you even get into the kitchen.
So that's a pretty big jump from where Alexa is right now. I mean, sometimes it feels like it takes forever for Alexa to even understand what I'm saying.
Right.
Do you think people are really ready for an Alexa that's making decisions on their behalf?
It's definitely a big step.
Yeah.
And Amazon is betting that people will pay for it. They're thinking of doing like a monthly subscription for this like upgraded Alexa experience.
Is that interesting?
Whether people are ready to hand over that kind of control and pay for it,
Right.
that's the big question.
Yeah.
It'll be interesting to see how they market it and what features they emphasize to convince users that it's worth the cost.
Yeah, maybe they'll offer like different levels of proactiveness.
Yeah.
So you could start with something really simple, like having Alexa preheat the oven based on like your usual dinner routine. And then if you're comfortable, you could move on to more complex tasks.
It's like dipping your toes in the future.
Right. But what about the technology behind this?
Yeah.
How is Amazon making Alexa so much smarter?
That's where things get really interesting.
Okay.
Amazon's actually working with another company called Anthropic to bring in some cutting-edge AI models.
Interesting.
Basically, they're giving Alexa like a serious brain upgrade.
Wow.
These new AI models are designed to be more sophisticated and adaptable.
Okay.
And hopefully less prone to those like frustrating misunderstandings
I know.
we've all experienced with Alexa in the past.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Like,
Remember when the new and improved Alexa first rolled out? I think it took like 6 seconds to turn on a light bulb.
oh yeah.
Talk about a patience test.
Yeah, you're right. It's a tough balance.
Yeah.
People want their AI to be super smart, but they also want it to be fast and responsive.
Right.
Nobody wants to wait an eternity for their coffee to brew, even if Alexa's the one making it.
Exactly.
It's like the classic tech challenge, balancing those powerful capabilities with the need for speed and a smooth user experience.
So it sounds like Amazon has a lot to figure out with this.
Remarkable Alexa project.
Right.
Do you think it'll be a hit or a flop?
It's hard to say for sure.
Yeah.
There's definitely potential there.
But
it all comes down to the execution. Can they convince people that a smarter, more proactive Alexa is worth paying for? Can they deliver on those promises without sacrificing the speed and reliability? And most importantly, can they gain people's trust?
Right.
Especially when it comes to like sharing personal information and decision-making power with an AI assistant. Those are the big questions that Amazon needs to answer.
All right, let's shift gears and talk about another big name in tech, Elon Musk.
Okay.
He's not just launching rockets, he's dreaming of building a whole city on Mars.
It's true.
And not just someday, he's saying it could happen within the next 2 decades.
Wow.
Yeah. Musk isn't known for thinking small.
That's for sure.
He's talking about creating a sustainable city on Mars.
Right.
A place where people could live, work, and even raise families.
Yeah. I mean, it sounds like something straight out of a science fiction movie, but Musk is convinced it's achievable.
He seems pretty set on it.
He's even put a timeline on it, 20 years.
Yeah.
But how on Earth, or should I say, how on Mars is he going to pull that off? What does he even need to get started?
Well, for starters, he'll need a lot of starships.
Starships.
These are the massive reusable spacecraft that SpaceX is developing.
Okay.
Musk envisions 1,000 of these starships, making regular trips between Earth and Mars, carrying everything from people and supplies to building materials and technology.
So it'd basically be a space highway.
Pretty much.
Ferrying the building blocks of a new civilization to another planet.
Yeah.
Okay, now my mind is officially blown. Think about the logistics. You'd need food, water, energy sources, housing.
Right.
Not to mention figuring out how to grow crops in Martian soil.
It's a huge undertaking.
It boggles the mind.
It really does. And then there's the cost.
Oh, yeah. I'm sure this isn't going to be cheap.
Musk estimates each Starship trip could cost around $2 million.
$2 million for one trip.
Per trip, yeah.
Wow.
Multiply that by 1,000 starships, making multiple trips a year, and you're talking about a truly astronomical budget.
I can't even wrap my head around numbers that big.
It's a lot.
But let's say Musk somehow manages to pull all of this off.
Okay.
What would be the point of building a city on Mars? What's the ultimate goal?
Well, Musk has talked about making humanity a multi-planetary species.
Like a backup plan.
Kind of like an insurance policy.
Interesting.
Against any catastrophic events that might occur on Earth.
Right.
But there are also scientific reasons. A permanent settlement on Mars would open up incredible opportunities for research and exploration.
I see.
Allowing us to study another planet up close.
Yeah.
And potentially uncover new discoveries that could benefit humanity as a whole.
So it sounds like a mix of practicality, ambition, and a hefty dose of human curiosity.
I think that's a good way to put it.
But let's be honest, isn't 20 years a pretty ambitious time?
Oh, for sure.
I mean, things in space tend to move a little slower than we'd like, don't they?
Yet, you're right. Space exploration is full of delays and setbacks.
Oh, sure.
And with a project of this magnitude, it's almost certain that Musk's timeline will face some adjustments along the way.
I would think so.
But even if it takes longer than planned, the sheer audacity of this vision is inspiring.
I agree.
It pushes us to think beyond our current limitations.
Yeah.
And imagine what humanity might achieve if we set our sights on the stars.
So whether we see a Martian city in 20 years or 50, the fact that someone is seriously pursuing this goal is pretty incredible. It makes you wonder what other seemingly impossible feats we might accomplish in the future.
Yeah, who knows what's next?
But let's come back down to earth for a bit and talk about something a little more grounded. This new search engine that's challenging Google's dominance.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah, it really is amazing how quickly things change.
Yeah.
It feels like just yesterday we were all excited about the first iPhone. And now we're talking about building cities on other planets.
Yes.
And AI assistants that can practically read our minds.
It's mind-blowing for sure. But this new search engine, the one that's going up against Google, tell me more about that. How is it different from what we're used to?
Well, this one is called ChatGPT Search, and it's powered by artificial intelligence.
Okay.
The same kind of technology that's making Alexa more proactive. But instead of, turning on your coffee pot, this AI is designed to sift through tons of information online.
Okay.
And find exactly what you're looking for.
So is it like Google on steroids or something?
That's one way to put it. But it's more than just like a supercharged search engine.
Okay.
ChatGPT Search is designed to be conversational.
Oh, wow.
You can actually ask it questions, in plain English.
Okay.
Just like you're talking to a person.
Interesting.
And it'll give you answers, not just a list of links.
Wait, so you're telling me I can just ask, what's the best way to make sourdough bread? And this thing will just tell me. No more scrolling through pages of recipe websites.
That's the idea.
Wow.
It's all about making search more intuitive, more efficient, and dare I say, more enjoyable.
Okay.
And if you want to dive deeper into a topic, ChatGPT Search will also give you links to the original sources.
So you can kind of fact check it too.
Exactly. It's like having a super smart research assistant.
Oh, wow.
That can answer your questions and then also point you in the right direction for more information.
That sounds amazing.
Yeah.
Okay, but how does it actually work? How does this AI know what I'm looking for?
So that's where things get really complex. The AI behind ChatGPT Search has been trained on this massive data set of text and code, allowing it to understand human language, recognize patterns, and make connections between different pieces of information.
That's crazy.
And it's constantly learning and refining its abilities, so the more people use it, the smarter it gets.
Oh, wow. That's some serious next-level stuff. But if it's pulling information from all over the internet, what about the quality of those sources? How do we know the answers it's giving us are accurate and reliable?
That's a valid concern.
Yeah.
And it's something that the developers of ChatGPT Search are very aware of.
Okay, good.
They've built in ways to kind of evaluate the credibility of different sources.
Okay. It's a lot to think about. The potential benefits of all this technology are incredible, but the potential risks are there too. It feels like we're at a crossroads.
Yeah.
And the choices we make now are really important for the future.
You said it. We can't just sit back and hope for the best.
So what's the first step? What can we as individuals do to make a difference? It feels a little overwhelming, to be honest.
Yeah, I understand that feeling.
Yeah.
It's easy to feel powerless when technology is changing so fast, but there are things we can do
Like what?
First, we need to educate ourselves. Stay informed about what's happening, read articles, listen to podcasts,
Right.
talk to people who know about these things. The more we understand,
Yeah.
the better decisions we can make.
So knowledge is power, but what about taking action?
Right? Well, we can support organizations that are working to make sure AI is developed ethically.
Go.
We can contact our elected officials
Yeah.
and tell them about our concerns
Uh-huh.
and ask them to make policies that protect our privacy and promote fairness.
Good idea.
And we can use our voices to spread awareness
Right.
and get other people talking about these issues.
So it's about taking ownership,
Exactly.
recognizing that we have a role to play in shaping the future of technology.
Right. Our voices and our actions matter.
Absolutely. It's about making sure that technology serves humanity,
Yeah.
not the other way around.
Well said.
Well, I think that's a great place to wrap up. It's been a really fascinating conversation. Thank you so much for sharing your knowledge with us.
My pleasure. I always enjoy diving deep into these topics.
And to all our listeners, thank you for joining us on this deep dive.
Yes, thank you.
We hope you found it informative and inspiring.
We hope you learned a lot.
Remember, the future is in our hands. Let's shape it wisely.
And responsibly.
Until next time, stay curious, stay engaged, and stay empowered.